Welcome to day 2 of Operation Thriftmas because we are getting our gifts more consciously this year. Today we are talking about the vintage non-necessities. This is great for when you actually know the person, unlike yesterday's video, that you're getting the gift for. Essentially what you're doing is you're taking one of their interests and finding the vintage non-necessities to go with it. Think accessories, decor, etc. Here's an example for somebody who likes hunting. Not one of my interests, but I can still gift for it. In this graphic, I have a vintage box of shelves. I have a vintage duck call. Also on the decor end, I have these brass duck bookends. In the upper right-hand corner, I have some duck playing cards. Playing cards are a really fun vintage non-necessity to find. And finally, a decanter. I love decanters because they don't interfere with most people's home decor, but they can still feel very personal. This is an example for, say, a fashion lover, okay? I have a vintage little jewelry box, some vintage fashion magazines. Love that. They can either frame them or just set them out. I have a vintage little locket or just any charm in general, or even a vintage brooch, because I'll tell you, fashion people love to customize things. Think that little bag in the top right corner. This is an example for somebody who loves technology, old games, old keyboards, old mice, even things like old VHS tapes and movies. And finally, a coffee lover. I have a vintage coffee grinder, syrup bottles that you can easily find at the thrift store. This is cool, kind of a vintage cup display rack, and even a vintage coffee canister. Just be sure to lead test anything that's going to hold food that you find at the thrift store. Lead tests are very cheap. It's well worth your money. Follow along for more because tomorrow I'm posting part 3.